Rev up your engines!
Hertz is now getting rid of their Chevy Silverado electric pickup trucks. Even people don't want to rent them. You'd think some people would rent them just to try them out, see what they're like. But Hertz has one. It is a 1-year-old Chevy Silverado 2024 with only 808 miles on it. And what are they asking? About half the price of the original one. Originally, that model started at $89,395, and they're asking $54,000 for it. 1 year, 800 miles. It's going for $35-something thousand less. And that's what they're asking. Who knows what they're going to get? They'll probably have to lower it even more to try to get somebody to buy the stupid thing. Last year, a guy brought me a Silverado. Right, it's electric EV Silverado, same thing. It was listed at $89,000, and the Chevy dealer had already cut it down to $65,000. They couldn't get rid of it. They've had it on it for months and months. They're sick of paying the monthly payment, because if you don't know, the dealerships don't really own the cars. The banks loan the money, so every month they have to pay the note on each car they haven't sold. And even at the dealer, the $89,000 one, they were asking $65,000, and they hadn't got it because it was still for sale. That's one of the reasons that they brought it to me. I said, I want to try it out. They said, sure. And they showed it because they want to sell it. There it is. You can buy it from these guys. And it was already gone, a brand new one from $89,000 to $65,000. Nobody wants these Chevy Silverado EVs. Now, but the funny thing is, look at with Hertz. Not only did they not want to buy them in the private sector, but they didn't even want to rent the stupid things. The thing's a year old and it's only got 800 miles on it. Well, Japan's auto industry is starting to brace for significant production cutbacks if there's tariffs put on the United States on Japanese cars. Well, it's kind of like a double-edged sword that's happening now. Worried about tariffs, that they're not going to sell as many because the price is going to go up. And they're also worried about a coming U.S. and maybe international recession. Lots of companies tech companies are laying people off. Companies that make electric batteries for cars, laying people off. They're slowing production lines. A lot of times they're even shutting down production, 2/3 of what they're making. If they had 3 shifts, now they only got 2 shifts. There's a lot of signs showing towards a lot of slowing down. It's going to be a worldwide thing. It's all intertwined now. We buy Japanese cars. We sell stuff to other countries. They buy stuff from us. And if you start changing one scene, it's going to have a dominoes effect all the way down. Now, the one thing about the car production thing, though, is it's more of a recession thing than a tariff thing, because the tariff thing, it looks like the tariff thing is, a lot of it is kind of smoke and mirrors of what actually is going on, that they're not actually putting tariffs on in the real world. They always find little loopholes so they can get stuff done. So, that isn't, I don't think, the big thing. It's shaking things up now, but in the long term, it's going to be more of, is there a worldwide recession coming? And then, they're all going to cut production because nobody's going to be able to afford to buy the stuff. Well, if you think economic hard times are coming, there's a lot of people laying off people. Tech people are laying off like mad in California. Well, FedEx is now the latest company that's sounding the alarm on the U.S. economy and saying they really expect their business to go down in 2025. Because what does FedEx do? It delivers crap to people. People aren't going to be buying as much crap. They're not going to have as much business. FedEx now said they're cutting their outlook for a 3rd straight quarter, that profits are going to be going down again for a 3rd straight quarter. So it's not like this is, all of a sudden it just fell apart. No, these things happen gradually. And of course, the problem is when things are gradual, you don't notice as much. But let me tell you something. I notice it because I just did my taxes. And I looked at my expenditures in my business from this year to last year, right? And I see many things are now 30 to 50% more than they were the same time last year. Stuff I was buying for my business, right? And it's all the same stuff, right? Oil, filters, whatever. Gas bill for the house, electric bill for the house, right? It's all going up, 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 right? Anybody tells you it's not inflation, they're full of crap. Look at your own figures. If you do your own taxes, see what the expenditures were month to month. Now, the weird thing was, in the beginning of 2024, it wasn't too bad. But by the end, the expenditures have risen a bunch for stuff like electricity, gasoline, whatever you're buying, especially insurance. That's really gone up high, right? So now FedEx is joining the crew saying, hey, we don't expect it to be a banner year 2025. Handwriting's on the wall. People aren't buying as much. The economy's going down. People are starting to lay people off. So, hey, you better prepare for this kind of stuff. And I think that the gravy train is going to go on forever. When a company like FedEx, it's kind of like the heartbeat of America now, FedEx and UPS. You can see, are things selling well? Are they delivering a lot? Yes, they're not delivering as much. Well, things are starting to look bleak. Well, GM is now recalling a whole bunch of cars because of problems with their automatic transmissions. If you remember, last year they recalled 460,000 of their trucks and SUVs because of the same type of problem. And what is the problem? The problem is the transmission can lock up, your wheels can lock up, you lose control, right? Now, guess what these are? These are those stupid 10-speed automatic transmissions that Ford and GM developed together, and it was such a mess. Both sides said, we're never going to work together again. So it looks like now they got to recall 90,000 Camaros. This is a mess, right? Ford's got problems. GM's got problems. So they work together to make this 10-speed transmission. Is it no surprise, it certainly is to me, that had a problem too. And they've had problems with them forever. They're extremely complex things. They went too far, and most engineers realize that now. Most of them have given up with 10 speeds. They've gone to less speeds, realizing that 10's too many. It doesn't really help that much, and they have all kinds of problems, right? I mean, let's face it, there are times when you just take things too far, right? Just like that old skit that Jim Carrey did ages ago when he was talking about those razors, 2 blades, 3 blades, 4 blades in a razor. He had one and had like 100 blades hanging down, shaving himself. Well, in this case, 10 speeds was just too much, and now they're all paying for their mistakes. Now, normally people don't get excited when their car is repossessed, but there's this woman who had a $55,000 Kia Telluride, and she was so happy when they repossessed her car. Now, you might think, why was she happy? Well, she hated the car. She had a 17% interest rate, and she said the thing burnt 3 to 5 quarts of oil between oil changes. So she decided in December she wasn't going to pay for it anymore. So you went December, January, February, March, until they finally repossessed the car. Now, I got to say, the woman herself was pretty stupid. She bought the car in the first place with a 17% interest rate. Read the fine print, people. And she obviously didn't watch any of my videos, because I would have told her, don't buy one of those, because the engines are weak and they often will burn oil. And hers did. And of course, she doesn't sound that intelligent to me, because she says she owes $38,000 in her car and says, well, it's no longer my problem. They took it back. Well, doesn't she understand anything? She bought a car, she signed a contract, they repossessed it, but technically, she still owes on that thing, right? They could take her to court if they wanted to. She was saying she hated it, she had nothing but problems with it, right? But she bought it and she signed the contract, right? And she may have been happy that they took it away and she's not paying for it anymore, but she stopped paying in December anyways. People, there's legal ramifications if you sign a contract, say you're going to buy something, and then you don't pay for it. And I don't know what it is with people these days. Do they have any brain cells left in their head to look at stuff? This is why I tell people, don't get in a position like this woman. 1, read the contracts when you're buying something. It's 17% interest. Go someplace else where you can get better interest, right? And 2, don't buy a Korean car. They have problems, right? And then all these bad things happen. Use your head when you're buying a car. Just don't go, look, it's a shiny new car, I'm going to buy it. Don't do it. Listen to my advice and read the contracts too. Well, I'm always warning people about electric vehicles not being ready for prime time. Well, GM is now storing Canadian-made electric vans on their lot in Flint, Michigan. They can't get rid of the things. Now, these are called bright drop delivery vans. And as I predicted, and I've warned people, electric vehicles for commercial use is kind of stupid because those things are beaten, they're driven long distances, and you can't drive long distances when battery electric vehicles, they run out of power, right? Well, so they got all these, they can't sell them, even though they're offering tens of thousands of dollars in rebates on these things. The funny thing is, the GM vans start at $74,000. The Ford's E-Transit, their electric transit van, starts at $51,600. So, sheesh, 23 grand more for the GM. Who's going to buy it, right? Now, hilariously enough, last year, GM sold a whopping 1,529 of these electric vans. That's it. Now, Ford sold 12,610 of their electric vans. That's not much. You know, the millions of cars that they sell, that tiny amount. Well, GM was even worse, you know. What a surprise. The things are like 24 grand more. Why would you spend that extra money? These electric vehicles, they're finding out. They thought, because they're stupid people in these corporations, right? Dead from the neck up. They thought, oh yeah, these commercial guys, they'll eat up these electric vehicles. The commercial guys, it's a business, people. They amortize everything. They know what it costs per mile to drive these diesel trucks. And they know that they're dependable. They last so long, right? You think they're going to jump in and start buying millions of these electric trucks? Of course they're not. And now, of course, that the government subsidies that stuff seem to be going away, and they're not going to be giving money for that stuff, it's going to be even harder for them to sell these stupid things. So there's GM, they got a whole bunch of them lying in lots in Flint, Michigan. They were made in Canada, brought over. Michigan's not that far from Canada. Like I said, these things aren't ready for prime time. Electric cars are bad enough, but the commercial vehicles with batteries in them, it is even worse. These companies are not going to buy them. Just like they also have electric construction equipment for digging and stuff. Guess what? Those sales stink too. These companies can't build their business on machines that they don't know anything about the history, that can't last as long, that take forever to recharge when they're downtime instead of just pouring some more diesel and driving them around. Hey, they're not ready for prime time for the commercial people either. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.